fun? Do you want to train hard in the summer? No training philosophy is going to be really good. It's a choice, okay? Is that going now? There we go. So you might have the greatest training plan or program in the world, but you need athletes who are committed to that plan, and you need a team culture that cultures that. I don't want to be average, okay? I tell the kids that right away. I don't want to be a part of a program that's average, okay? I can't coach that way. I want to put in the work. Now, we might not win every year, but we're going to train. I always say every day, I want our practice to look like the best practice in the state of Ohio, whatever that looks like, okay? And if we do those things, I can live with the results. Okay, but we are going to train and we're going to live to a standard. And if we don't, okay, that person is going to either have to live up to that or they're going to have to find another sport to do. As I said, but we do have units for everyone, but we still have certain standards that we have to hit. I have to get my kids in the correct unit. One of my favorite quotes from Nick Saban is, high achievers don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people don't like high achievers. Okay? If you have kids on your team that are highly motivated to train like a champion, and you have kids on your team that don't, but you don't cut and they're on your team, and you try to mix them, okay, it's disaster, because they don't understand each other. So I have to come up with different training plans. So if you think about it in smaller groups, you have your varsity runners, you have your young athletes who could develop into varsity runners, you have your hardworking JV athletes. You know, they might not have the natural ability, whatever, to ever, you don't think, get there, but they're going to bust their butt. And then what I call are the participants. And they're there for more of the social things, whatever. And I make sure they're grouped in the right group. So that's really important to me. But you have to create that culture because they don't understand each other. And if you try to mix, okay, it's going to be a problem. And I know with smaller teams that's really difficult because you're just trying to get enough athletes out there. But especially for the larger teams, okay, you really need to do that. And the participant group, as I said, are held to a standard. I empower, this is my leadership council. It's made up of mostly seniors, a few juniors. We meet on Sunday nights starting in the spring. And we talk about what went well in the season. How do we lead in the summer? Are our standards good enough? I empower them. How are we going to run summer conditioning? Okay, I empower the team to this group. Okay, you can see on the board, they come into my classroom, they come up with ideas. They plan everything. So it makes, I have to do very little in the summer. They know what the training's like. I give the team ownership. And when you do that, okay, it's powerful. It's one thing coming from you, but when your seniors take control of a team, it can make a huge difference. Our standards are right there. I don't have to go through some of them. But you will notice, I was looking up there, one thing is about fist bumping and hugging and high-fiving on there too. So, but they're on there, and the kids know these standards, and they know they're going to have to live up to those. We expect really good effort. Finding specialists are really important. Okay, these two people have been a godsend. We would not be where we are. And they're in the packet, they're on there, but if you live anywhere in the Dayton area, I highly recommend it. Dawn is out actually right beside of Lakota East High School. She came and spoke to the whole Beavercreek athletics in the spring. Mostly was track runners, so she made it mostly for its distance runners. And she is amazing. Most of my top girls especially, but some of the guys, she'll create a program because I'm so worried about their iron levels. But she does all kinds of things on testing their iron levels, coming up with a nutrition plan. She even sends them texts like, hey, are you getting your iron? Are you doing things? She's come up to our practice. But if you're looking for a nutritionist in Southwest Ohio, her number's on there. And as I said, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just telling you she's made a big impact. And then Kevin Sheehan, you need a good physical therapist. Doctors are really good. Kevin, yes, he ran for me, so I might be a little biased, but he is the smartest dude I've ever met. He is a physical therapist. He's out of Beavercreek now, but he does running evaluations. Most of my girls are seeing him. He saw 3 of our girls this week just for minor little adjustments and things that they need. But he also has access to an AlterG. But he does running evaluations, gait analysis. And as I said, when I need him in a pinch, all I do have to do is call and say, hey, one of our runners, and he loves working with athletes. But keeping the guys and girls healthy this year, it's hard. Girls and hips drive me crazy. I don't know about you, but keeping girls healthy with their hips, and so he's really helped in creating a plan for that. And as I said, he's really good. So if you're in the area, but find someone, okay? Find a physical therapist. The doctor, he will not tell the kids, hey, just take 2 weeks off and ice it. I hate that. Most of the kids, he's like, you can still run, but he comes up with a plan in those things. But if you just send them to a family doctor, so finding someone that'll work with you, maybe your trainers are that way. are important as well. We have our core values that we talk about a lot. I think that's important. It's the why of our program. I'm not going to go through those. R stones out pride. It's a number 1 instead of an I, but those are our core values. And then we have the Mojo Challenge. Jack got his today free. Jack, you're lucky for that. I'm sure you ran today anyway. But kids love challenges, especially in the summer. So in June, for us, it's all about starting habits. What habits do we need to become a champion? And we do the Make Your Bed. There's a really cool video out. A guy gives a speech. He was a Navy SEAL to the University of Texas about making your bed. He talks about starting your day off, and it just starts your day. So I challenge them to make their bed the first thing before they do anything else. And they get a calendar, and then I say, well, what's one thing or 2 things you could do this summer? What habits could you form that's going to help you reach your goals that you've told me you want to set? And so they do that, and then we have a little party for them at the end of June. July is our Mojo July. How many miles can you run in July? Mojo for us means confidence. And I tell them if they put in enough miles in July that they're going to be confident they're going to run well the rest of the season, because I think July is the most important month. You know, you've got the basics, and we got to start putting in work. And kids want their Mojo shirts, so it's a really big deal to earn a Mojo shirt. And I think we're done with that. So we're going to get into the training part.